Good morning, everybody. This is Lindsey Huddleston back in the building with another SPS Monday Motivation. And I'm excited today, excited about the great weekend, the great week ahead, and just to be here to have a moment to share with friends and family and loved ones. What is today's Monday Motivation? It is don't be scared to do it, be scared not to do it. That's right. Don't be scared to do it, be scared not to do it. We are in the month of October. Don't be mad at me. Time does not stop. That's right. The month of October. And this is when Halloween is upon us and all the brings out all the goons and the goblins and all those scary thoughts, these things that are on our mind as we uh, go out to live our life. I had some vigils of some goons and some goblins, but actually they were just too scary and ugly. I didn't even want to put those up. Who is this morning? My brother Aaron Mays. What's up, good brother? Good to see you. Good to have you, man. Miss you. We'll be back at it this Thursday. Looking forward to getting you involved. We're talking about, not being scared to do it. Be scared not to do it. We're talking about fear of taking action. This fear of taking action. Talk a little bit about that for a moment. We can fall into this rabbit hole and engage with and cling into these irrational, not rational, irrational thoughts, so much so that we end up believing something that is far worse than it actually is. Can I get an amen somewhere? Does that happen to us? This is human nature, right? We get to thinking it's going to be so bad, so fearful. See Facebook user, what I know what that is. It's my brother, Coach Marshall, Kevin Marshall. How you doing, brother? I saw you at B-Cam this weekend getting it in, getting that good knowledge in. Yes, sir. It's my guy right there. And we talk about that, but I learned something new as we talk about basically this fear or being scared to do something or scared to move on something because of what's happening. There's actually some discussions that can be had in a technical aspect of that. In psychology, in cognitive behavioral therapy, which I find myself spending a lot of time working in, this phenomenon is referred to catastrophizing. Catastrophizing. If that word sounds familiar, the prefix is catastrophe. Oh my God. And we get into this mindset, folks, where we are catastrophizing, worrying about things and fearing things more than we should, if you will. Also, too, Kerry Keaton's in the building. What's up, brother? Looking forward to seeing you guys this Friday, October 7th. Going to be over at East Lansing High School as you guys host the Waverly Warriors. It's going to be the SPS Road to Four-Field game of the week. Shout out to Goodfellas. Going to be in the building at Goodfellas following the game at 10 p.m. Launching their new East Lansing store. They're going to be open from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We'll definitely be in the building. And right, Coach Marshall said he had a great time at B-Cam. It's a good thing. Shout out to my guys getting recognition, Coach Niz and Coach White, and their annual recognition. But what I want to talk to you guys about is this fear of doing it and what it can be rooted in. We talk about that catastrophizing and that cognitive distortion, which is a new term I want to introduce you to. It prompts people to jump into the worst possible conclusion, usually with very limited information or objective. We say, oh, sometimes I can't do it, and you go to the worst actual conclusion. You think the worst is going to come from that, Kerry Keaton saying, yes, sir, he's ready. Kerry's fired up, man. I can't wait to come over there and dig my feet into that new turf you guys got. And it's only 5 minutes from home, and I look forward to just being there supporting you guys, man. I'm going to dress warm. First games of this season, I was out there with short sleeve and shorts on, but now it's football season. That's it. So we're talking, Kerry, about this fear that we have. And what really made me want to talk about this today is the experience that I've been having. This cognitive distortion, this catastrophizing that we're talking about, they're internal mental filters or biases that increase our misery, fuel our anxiety, and make us feel bad about ourselves. That's why this is today's title. Don't be scared to do it. Be scared not to do it, because you're going to initially be thinking of these things in the negative way because our brains are continually processing a lot of information. So what really made me come up with this title, not only spending great time with people like Adrian W. Joseph, the founder of Goodfellas, Bagel Deli, 3 locations, downtown Lansing, one in the Meyer Capital City Market, as well as a new footprint here in East Lansing, just a few minutes away from me, a few minutes away from East Lansing, right in the heart of downtown East Lansing. And, he's doing a great thing over at Goodfellas. Goodfellas Bagels is making it happen. I'm always big on my Hitman with Parmesan, right? And of course, he's sponsoring the game, East Lansing versus Waverly. But if you go on my SPS Edge site on YouTube or just go back on the Facebook, you'll see the interview I had with Adrian. And Adrian talks about opening up during the pandemic and going from, having that experience and having a smaller footprint with his first store, as he refers to as the OG store on Michigan Avenue, to being at this point now. And not to go into the details, these are just personal conversations he and I had, but it's a reminder that we can't be so scared to do something. We need to be scared to not do it. Because when we're scared to do something, guys, and we don't do it, we run the beautiful risk of betraying our DNA, betraying our historical expectation. We end up betraying future generations. We end up betraying our lineage. We get so worked up and have this fear about things that bother us, our ghosts, ghouls, and goblins that are personal to us, that we don't overcome that fear for our future generations. I'm not just talking about for my daughter or for her children, but we're talking about our children's children. See, we have to get over this fear that we can almost find to not even be valid in most cases and not be scared to do it, but be scared not to do it. That's important. Brother Keaton said it's a beautiful thing. It's going to be chilly, but it's football season. I love me some, and I ain't scared of anything. Yeah, I know my big brother Jail ain't scared. That's right. But we want to encourage this to people, man, because sometimes we get caught. We get caught and we get stuck because we start processing these things as the information I shared tells you. In many cases, it's baseless. My brother said preach. Okay, if my brother said preach, I'm going to keep going. And this is really in my heart, man, because sometimes we get caught up in the here and now right in front of our face, but not realizing that if we don't do this, man, we betraying generations. That's right, betraying. Damn, I wish granddaddy would have did that. I wish grandmama would have did that. Or it can be, I'm so grateful that grandmama had the courage to do what she did. See, I'm talking to you right now. You may be at home with no children, but eventually you're going to be somebody's grandma and great-grandma. And the decisions you make now, based on overcoming your fear, your cognitive distortion, which I just introduced you to, and going through this whole process, you are limiting what future generations can benefit from. Let's be thankful that people prior to you didn't have fear. Let's be thankful that people that went through the civil rights era and the women's suffrage and all these things didn't have fear, and they weren't scared to do it. They were scared not to do it, and they acted upon that. What did Aaron say? So how do you overcome this phobia? By realizing that it is just that. Very good question, brother. How do you overcome this phobia? By recognizing that I have a natural fear for things that is not rooted and in many cases is baseless. You ever had this situation where you finally called that person, man, and said, man, this was on my mind. I was worried about this XYZ. I said, man, what you worried about that for? We good. See, we curate these things. It can even go as far back to prehistoric time. They said that, man, our thing is, though, we can go outside right now, get into our vehicles, put on our seatbelt. We got our airbags and God to keep us from, something horrible happening. But if you were believing in the historical context, there was a time you walked out there was an animal bigger than you with an appetite twice your size that wanted to eat you. So we started having this fear, but that fear would save us, Aaron. That fear would save us. But as we continue to progress and evolve, and man went from walking on his knees to standing upright and using intelligence by creating tools to help us, a lot of that fear is unfounded. If you're worried about a bill, make a call, make an arrangement. If you're worried about getting no money, put some money to the side. If you're worried about a relationship not failing, have a conversation about it. I'm just saying these things, and that's an excellent question. How do we overcome that phobia? But just knowing that it's rooted in something that's baseless to begin with. My brother Kevin comes and says, I'm dealing with that now, my brother, about leaving my situation, starting a new journey. Yeah. Well, if you need any motivation, think about the person that you have to become to move forward. They say when someone becomes a millionaire, it's not the money that changes them, it's the person they have to become. So you leaving this new situation, Kevin, we've had this personal conversation. Where's your T-chart? My mother would always talk about putting your T-chart, your pros and your cons. And in many cases, stand where you are as a con. Finding that comfort level, just sitting in that same position and not being willing to move on. And many times, Aaron, that fear is unfounded. Go back and take a look at it. Pull the cover off the boogeyman and realize it's not as bad as you think. These things that bother us coming up, in many cases, the reason why we're so fearful of it, Aaron, the reason why we're so bothered, because we've never taken the opportunity to fully address it. We never really looked at it and said, okay, why does this bother me? And then when you find, that's something I talked about a few weeks ago, knowing your guilt triggers or knowing your triggers, when you find out, oh, this has a lot to do with that experience I had, some trauma that I experienced a while ago. And I realized that trauma of me not wanting to do a certain thing is based on a unique situation I was in. So if you take the time to think about it, you can break down and realize it's not that to be concerned about, because it's more important what you do going forward. When has there ever been a time where not making a move was the best move? In many cases, you got to do something. And I'm just telling you right now, it's on my heart, and I can appreciate the responses that I'm getting, that don't be scared to do it. Be scared not to do it. Be scared of not becoming your best self. When I would work with the young people and they would say that these are at-risk youth, you know what I would tell those young people? I say, you are at risk. You are at risk of not reaching your full potential. You are at risk of not being what God wants you to be. Who said life was easy? Nobody. Nobody. Life is tough. It's a journey. If you decide to get up every day, there's something that's coming, but you got to have something to motivate you and keep you going. My brother said, thanks, my friend. You are absolutely welcome. I mean, we're here together, man. We're here getting up on this Monday together, getting ready to attack this week. You know, a lot of us, it's warm out. You know, the weather has changed. As Brother Keaton was saying, it's football weather. We want to stay in them covers, man. But we got to get up. You know, you may be scared to get going, but it's more of a concern if you don't go. If you don't go and create a new pathway, a new opportunity. If you don't go and just push through to address your fears. If you don't go, staying still is the worst. You got to move forward. You got to keep moving, because when you move, your energy interacts with the rest of the universe. And you can start making things happen with the right kind of thoughts, the right kind of actions, being around the right kind of people. I'm motivated today with these people that are on my timeline. The Kerry Keatons of the world, Aaron Mays, Coach Kevin Marshalls, people who I know all about impacting others and have a great impact. So with that, we've created the energy just today alone to be fearless as we go forward. Now, I'm not telling you to jump out the plane without the parachute. I'm not telling you just to do it, just to be doing it, but I'm saying don't be scared to do it. Be scared not to do it. That fear that we talk about, that cognitive distortion that's there, that's processing that we're always thinking, and we're so self-centered. And I'll leave you with this. We're so self-centered as humans that we always think the problem that we're most concerned with really impacts us, because we're thinking about it through our mindset. We're looking at it through our lens. Man, I'm worried you're going to do that. Ain't nobody thinking about you in most cases. Man, they talking about it. They ain't thinking about you. If I do this, they go think they're not even thinking about you. You know why? Because they're thinking about their own problems. They're thinking about their own issues. Yeah, you may have a comment or someone say something offhand, but damn, if I can really wake up in the morning like, that damn Kerry Keaton, what he doing? Wake up in the morning, Aaron Mays, you know, Coach Kevin Marshall. Do you really think it's going down like that? Do you really think it's going down like that? Meaning, don't be scared to do it. Be scared not to do it, because future generations need the actions of you today. You know, and if it takes you to get beyond your fear, to do something that's a little bit more beyond your comfort zone, think that you're doing something that's bigger than you. In many cases, we're our best version. We can think about something that's beyond us, something that's bigger than you. How will my daughter benefit from that? How will my children's children? How will other people benefit from that? And that should help take you out of that fear and that concern that can give you that paralysis of analysis to stand still and not move. This has been a great morning, a little bit extended time compared to normally, but it's a great thing. Got great things happening today. I want to thank, the sponsors for the SPS, Road to Ford Field Game of the Week. I'm glad that I made a move and I put this idea out. And I said, man, I'm going to get out here and I want to get these sponsors. We're going to get these young people to get some recognition and get support. And by me not being scared to do it and moving on, this opportunity has created itself that can help highlight some young people, highlight some great programs, and bring some positivity to this world. Don't be scared to do it. Be scared not to do it. With that, this is Lindsey Hudson with SPS. Thank you for your support. Wish you guys have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great month. Have a great year. Have a great life. See you guys soon. Peace. Brother Kevin said, much needed, brother. Much appreciated. I'm glad it was something that can help you. I know you're going to help others. Peace.